In this next video in our series, we're going to talk about some things that you can do to help your quad get recruited after an ACL reconstruction. Something everybody struggles with is recruiting that quad. These simple little tips that you can do, not only in your therapy, but also on your own, making sure that you're maximizing your quad recruitment. This one will change your quad recruitment today. So with ACL reconstruction, whether you are a therapist that's treating ACL reconstructions or you're an athlete who has had your ACL reconstructed, the quad deficit is one of the things that we always battle, and especially with some of the new grafts that are out there, specifically the quad tendon graft. Getting that quad recruitment is super duper important. So what I'm going to share with you is a couple of compensations that I see that athletes do when they don't have full quad recruitment, and it's a compensatory strategy that they do that will decrease their quad recruitment. Number one is what we call tibial inclination. So a lot of times what we'll see with a lot of ACLs that have been reconstructed is that the athlete who does not have good quad recruitment, what they'll do during a Bulgarian squat, a reverse lunge, things like that, is that they'll tend to bring their knee back a little bit further. Now, if you question this, I'd really encourage you to try this particular technique that we're gonna do right here. So I'm having Caleb kind of in this stride stance. He's got his knee behind his toes. And what I want you to do is I want you to feel where your quad is active. Then what I want you to do is slowly bring that tibia forward so that your knee starts to come over your toes a little bit more. And what you're gonna feel is that your quad is gonna be much more active as you bring that knee forward. So pause there for a second. You can feel it start to activate. Then what I want you to do is glide it back. And what you feel immediately is that your quad relaxes a little bit, okay? So one of the things that happens is that when people are doing single leg squats, a Bulgarian squat, a reverse lunge, things like that, is that they'll sit back on their haunches a little bit more rather than allowing that knee to go over those toes. Now, this is not a knees over toes kind of thing. What it is that you have to have a certain amount of your knee coming over your toe to maximize your quad recruitment. And the two things that we know that add to frontal plane control. So when I say frontal plane control, his ability to control his knee from going in this direction. That frontal plane control, what we know from the research, comes from the quadricep and the glute medius. So one of the other things that we want to make sure is at the pelvis. So a lot of times athletes will do this and they'll rotate their pelvis out like this. What that does is it shortens the glute med on this stance side, so it's no longer active. So it's a compensation movement that athletes will do to account for weak glutes. So what I want to make sure is that his hips are pointing straight forward like this while he's doing this motion. Now in this position, what happens is that his glute medius is much more active, and if he's allowing that tibia to come over his toes, he's getting much better quad recruitment. These two things alone will add a significant amount, and what I will tell you is that if you haven't been watching for it, you start watching for it now, you'll catch it on a lot of people, because what happens is they start their first 3 or 4 reps, and as they continue on, they start moving back and migrating posterior a little bit more to decrease the stress on their quad. Don't let them do it. Correct it today, and what you'll see is a huge difference in your quad recruitment. So again, what you'll see is that as the athlete gets tired, they're gonna start to move that tibia back a little bit more and a little bit more.